Okay, so in the year 1996, when it came to Marvel, they kind of gave Archangel his own special book, kind of like Sabretooth, who had In the Red Zone, that special one single issue storyline. And so for Archangel, it's kind of like a sequel for Sabretooth in the Red Zone, but also what has been happening over in X-Men comics. And let me explain. You see, when it came to Archangel and also Psylocke, they were both severely injured by Sabretooth. Now, really, Psylocke was more injured than Archangel was, because for Archangel, his wings got badly injured, but he was still kind of able to move around. But for Psylocke, she was on the verge of death. Now, we already covered storylines where it's now Archangel and Psylocke just trying to move on from those moments. But that's the problem right there for Archangel. He really can't move on from the idea that his wings were badly injured by Sabretooth. Now, before we kind of dive into this storyline, I kind of want to go back over Angel's past for a brief moment. And the reason why, because this man is technically dealing with trauma. Because as we all know, in the early days of X Factor comics, when it came to the Marauders, they attacked Archangel in the middle of the Mutant Massacre, which then led to his wings being removed thanks to some other things happening behind the scenes. But then when it came to Apocalypse, it was him who gave him his metal wings. But for Archangel, the scars are still there physically and mentally, with the idea that he lost his original wings that he was born with. And so when it came to Sabretooth just tearing apart his metal wings, it was kind of like Archangel going back in time and reliving what happened to him back in the Mutant Massacre. And so as we get into the opening pages of this storyline, real quick guys, everything was done in black and white in this issue. But as we get into the opening pages, it's Psylocke and Archangel just trying to have dinner with one another, because by this point in Marvel Comics, they were a couple, and it's two of them trying to move on. But for Psylocke, she kind of realized that Archangel is not really able to move on. And so she's kind of wondering what Sabretooth said to him as you had Sabretooth damage his metal wings. But the problem is, Archangel is not really trying to open up to her. And that right there is going to be the main factor of this entire storyline, that Archangel is not really allowing people into his life, especially when it comes to a woman who truly does care for him. And so when she tries to attack him, yes, it is wrong, but it's really more her saying like, open up to me. I'm trying to understand what's going on in your mind. But for Archangel, enough is enough. He gets upset and he flies away. Now for Psylocke, she does realize that her tactic to kind of give him open up was completely wrong. But at the same time though, she was just trying to help him. But the problem is, while you have Archangel trying to fly away, well, that is when he's attacked out of nowhere and he begins to fall straight towards the ground. Or well, at first it does look like he'll head for the ground, but then out of nowhere he gets caught in some kind of net. Now, when he looks up, he realizes that there are all these different birds just flying around him. He does see somebody standing there and asking them to help him get free, but that person is not really trying to free him. Now, this person is going to begin the whole process of what could be the end of Archangel and also Psylocke. Now, for Psylocke, she does call in Jean Grey as well. Now, for Jean Grey, this kind of makes sense because Jean Grey is more powerful than Psylocke. And the problem is, though, when you have Jean Grey trying to locate the mind of Archangel, well, just like that, she's repelled back by some kind of psychic barrier. So she's unable to find the man. Now, for Psylocke, she does inform Jean Grey, like, there's something mentally going on with Archangel. And I kind of get what she means because she realized that there's something mentally wrong, and she wants to know what exactly happened that night when it came to Sabretooth. But while you do have the two ladies talking to one another, a bird almost crashes into them. And so it's kind of the first hint that, okay, this storyline is based around birds, and not really just because of Archangel, because the other character who's with him. And so then we're kind of able to transition back over to Archangel. Now, when we do, we see that he's still chained up, but the problem is that this person who has him won't let him go, but she still feeds him. Now, the reason why I say she, because later on we do find out that this is a female. Now, we don't learn her name in the early parts of the storyline, but once she does reveal that she is a woman, well, for Archangel, he's kind of like, dang, she's kind of cute. You know, he's lover boy. He finds a lot of women attractive. The first one was Jean Grey. But either way, he's kind of wondering, like, where is he? Now, she does not tell him where because, honestly, she does not know. All she knows is that they're somewhere in America. But also, she's kind of hoping that with him having wings, he has some way to communicate with the birds, to make the birds go away. That for some strange reason, these birds are always just attacking her over and over again, that she's been trapped here, and so lately she has been setting up these defenses around this place to protect her from the birds. Now, while you have Archangel resting, well, he realized that this mysterious woman is beginning to take care of his wings. Now, here's the thing, because to her, his wings are beautiful. They're amazing, and she wants to help him out. Now, let's not forget that for Archangel, he hates his rings because his old ones were more beautiful. These came from Apocalypse, and that man is an evil man. But the thing is, to her, she's still like, these are amazing. Now, she has no idea that he is awake and he was watching her. But the next following day, while you have the two characters talk to one another, we do learn here that she had a husband, but something happened to that husband. And that is our second clue right there. The birds, the husband. But while you have the two talking, for Archangel, he realized that she's playing this tough game, you know, like, hey, if you try this, I'll kill you. If you do this, I'll hurt you. But for Archangel, he kind of realized she's not that kind of person. She's just somebody who's going through something, somebody who's hurt, but also trapped in this area. It's him wanting to help her. Now, for Jean Grey and also Psylocke, they're still trying their best to find Archangel, but something kind of reaches out to Psylocke, like, airplane. Why is airplane so important? Like, that right there gives them a clue, but also us as the readers as well. But as we transition back over to Archangel and also now this woman, we do learn that her name is Tuesday. Now, this begins what I say, like, why Psylocke and Archangel had some issues, because while you have the two characters talking to one another, you do have her trying to open up to Archangel, but she's kind of scared to open up to him. Now, she has a good reason why, because of her past, but the thing is, she says, I can't really remember after the accident, but I do know one thing. The birds are always attacking me. I've been stuck here. Now, while you do have her trying to, again, fix his wings, touch his wings, and make him fall more in love with his wings, you have Archangel kind of realize that she's now touching him in ways where he's now wanting to open up to her. And so that bond is being built. Psylocke has never truly been able to get close to Archangel. And so you have him now sharing his origin story to her. Now, she does not tell us her story just yet. And the reason why? Because the alarms go off. Because the birds are once again attacking. Now, she does not let Archangel go to allow him the ability to help her out with the birds. Now, I kind of like this because for Archangel, the entire time, he had the ability to break free, but he had to believe in himself, believe in his wings are strong enough to help him break free. And so while she's out there struggling with the birds, you didn't have Archangel say, it's now time for me to get up, to finally help her out. And so he walks out there and he says, I'm here, and literally take care of all the birds that was around the area. But now it's his turn to take care of Tuesday. But while you have those two characters talking, you have Jean Grey and also Psylocke kind of doing research. Now, while you have both things happening at the same time, we learn the origin of Tuesday. And honestly, I kind of feel like Marvel could explore this character more if they had somebody to sit down and try this. But when it came to Tuesday, she was married to a huge stock man. Like the dude had stocks in all these different companies, a very powerful man, but he was always beating her. And so one day while they were flying, while he was piloting the plane, she attacked him because her goal was to kill him, but also kind of die with him as well, but to also finally be free. But as the plane was going to go down, all of these different birds began to just crash into the plane, dying as they went down. And so for Tuesday, she believes the reason why the birds are attacking because they want revenge for what she had did to them when she had killed her husband. Now, with all that being said, you have Archangel saying, "Don't worry, I'm here. I'm going to guide you out of this area." But that's the problem though, because when you have Archangel just wrap his wings or one of his wings around her to fly her out of the area because he believes that he can protect her, he realized that she's gone, that technically she was never there. And you see, this is where things get kind of wild because you have Jean Grey and Psylocke tell us that once that plane had crashed, there was no survivors at all. And so we're kind of left to wonder, then what actually happened in this book? Because for Archangel, he also realized that he never left the city, that technically he was still inside the same town that he was in at the very beginning of this book. So where did he go to? How in the world did Tuesday reach out to him like that? And so you have Archangel tell Psylocke everything that went down between him and also this Tuesday ghost. But that hurts Psylocke's feelings because you're now telling the woman you love that another woman touched you and was able to have you open up and get close to you better than she ever was able to. And the book ends on that note right there. And so with that being said, guys, please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.